Hi, my name is Kim Fowler, and I'm the Executive Director of the Fiddlesticks Community Center. I have two stories I'd like to tell. One is about a young gentleman, his name is Mitchell, and he started as a volunteer with us when he was about 12 years old. Mom dragged him in and had him volunteer with our fund, it was our neighborhood day committee actually, so helping out for an event that we host in our neighborhood every year. Eventually, he got hooked in, we put on those cement boots, and he decided that he was going to stay and do some other volunteer work, and eventually was hired on at the age of 15 to be a junior staff with our organization in summer camp. So fast forward past summer camp, and Halloween night, October 31st, and I get a phone call, and it's about 8:30, and it's Mitchell, and he's like, "Hey, Kim." I'm like, "Hey, everything okay?" He's like, "Yeah, I just wanted to tell you something though. Like, do you know how many kids I know in this neighborhood?" And yeah, well, we had 256 kids in camp this summer, Mitchell, so I'll say 256. He's like, every time I opened the door, the kids were like Pins, and we have camp names, so that's his camp name. And I just kind of smiled to myself, and I thought, let's see if this is a lesson. And I said, "Mitchell, how important is it that you know 256 children in this neighborhood, in your direct community? How important is that?" And he's 15 years old, so I can picture him in my head, even though we're on the phone and the shoulders go up and he's like, "I don't know." So I'm like, well, let's think about something here. If you were walking down a sidewalk on Saginaw Parkway and Vivian, one of our campers, was running down the other side crying and there's a guy following her, what would you do? Well, I don't know. Who's the guy following her? I said, "I don't know. Who is it?" "Well, is it her dad?" he said. And I'm like, "I don't know. Would you know that?" "Yeah, I would know if it was her dad." I said, "Exactly. So what would you do if it wasn't her dad?" "Well, I would intervene," he said. I said, "Yeah, absolutely. And if it was her dad, well, she's probably just being a bit testy, and I would just leave that situation." So he really kind of understood at that point the importance of community development and what our organization, what Fiddlesticks does. We are based on community development, and our main focus is youth and youth leadership development. So fast forward, Mitchell's now a teacher, and a high school teacher. So he's in his mid-20s and still volunteers with us, and was with us in the summer again, volunteering. Another story that I'd like to talk about happened actually this summer. We did our 17th year of a youth leadership camp, where we take 24 to 30 young people between the age of 12 and 16. We take them away for a week at the end of August, and we put them through a youth leadership curriculum called LEAD. At the end of the week, if they're successful, which most of them are, we do what's called, and I'll show you this, I'm wearing them, they're called burn bracelets. So these are permanent bracelets that we melt on, very carefully we melt on. And the kids and I love to wear them, and we wear them until they break off. So I have 3 years worth on here. Well, I got a phone call from a mom last week, and she said, "Kim, I don't know if you've run into this before, but Maddie's having a problem with the bracelet that she got from LEAD." And I'm like, "A problem?" "Yeah, she's being told she can't wear it at school." I'm like, "Oh." And she says, "Yeah, the gym teacher says that it's jewelry, and there's a rule that they can't wear jewelry." But she says, "I want to tell you something. Maddie was the most shy girl that we knew, and she did not put herself out there. Since she's come back from LEAD camp with you guys, she has applied to be on student council this year. She is putting her artwork out there in the school because she wants to get her artwork into the yearbook. And she came to me and said, I talked with my gym teacher, Mom, before I came to you. I tried to solve this problem myself," which is something she would never have done. So Mom went with her to the principal to talk about the importance of that bracelet and to see if there was something else that they could do. The principal was a camp kid, and obviously understood the importance of the bracelet because he still had his camp ashes. And I don't know if you know what that is, but it's from the campfire. You take ashes from the campfire. And because he understood the importance of what that bracelet meant to her, she was actually allowed to keep it on. She was asked to bring some painter's tape and leave it in her backpack, and before she went into gym class, each time she was to tape it to her skin so that it wouldn't get caught on anything. So Mom was just over the moon, so thrilled that this young girl who would not have ever I don't want to say challenged authority, because she didn't challenge authority, but she advocated for herself, and that's not something she would ever have done.